Dropped. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tabletop Obscure presents Let's Build a Super Dungeon. You know, Nidzai, when I saw that Samurai blesses your time zone, the first thing I thought of was Mistara blesses you from the old Oblivion games. Blessings of Mistara upon thee. But how is everyone? Because I was out late a little bit last night gaming. I haven't been able to go for like a month or something, but I go for on Thursday nights to a friend's house to play Hero Quest. Super fun game, super simple. I'm the GM for that as well. But you know, Hero Quest is really easy to adjudicate and just to have fun with. My cat is hiding where all my computer wires are, and I can't coax her out. Well, that damn cat. Sorry, I had to say it. But Hero Quest is the one floor speed Abomination Vault prequel. Yeah. I must admit, I find the simplicity of the system a little bit stifling. That said, however, some of the clever design principles they've implemented into the game, and understanding that they did this back in the 80s, is surprisingly amazing. Showed people working on stuff in the house and spooked her when got our sliding door fixed finally. Well, that's good. Well, I'm trying to figure if there's any announcements or anything like that. I'm working on a bunch of stuff, and I'm talking to a couple of people to also get some other stuff going, but we'll see how all that goes. I have a really old version of Hero Quest I found on a flea market. It hasn't changed at all, I think. I'm currently, as a side project and just kind of doing it for fun, I'm painting up the zombies from my version of Zombicide. Tried to push her and she sat down. Yeah, no, that kind of sounds like my boy. He's kind of a butt like that. Ugh. We do have a pet channel in the Discord, though, so if you want to post your pet pictures in there, go for it. Gotta double check that now. Yes, we have a pets channel. So if you want to post the adorableness of your cat, feel free to do so. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else in the way of announcements. We have Hoist the Colours tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and then Abomination Vaults at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. I have Discord open on my left-hand screen, so I should be able to see it pretty quickly. Otherwise, we have one more floor left. Let's see if I can actually find it quickly. We have one more floor left for... God, where's... Oh, it's in Superdungeon, of course it is. Yeah, we have one more floor left for this level of the Superdungeon. We have the boss battle to go. This is the last map we were working on. Having thought about it a little bit more, I'd like to clean it up a little bit, but that's something I will do off screen. So, in accordance with the rules for what we are doing here, all dungeon maps must fit on an A4 sheet of paper, with the exception of the mid-boss, which has to be able to fit onto 2 A4 sheets of paper, and the final boss, which must at most fit onto 4. So we're going to double both of these values. So we have a 22 by 16 Incidentally, I recently actually went to my local office works for printing supplies and stuff like that, and I printed out some of the dungeon maps from the first floor. They actually look really good on A4. I must admit, quite surprised. Phil, that was easy. Now, I have an idea of what I want to do for the boss battle, because we already have our established villain slash major NPC for this floor in Aisling. Does the shop have one of those lemonade machines? I don't think so. However, actually no, I know it does have a lemonade machine. What you can do is if you stick the whatever you printed out onto a bit of cardboard and then wrap the cardboard in clear cover, same effect. A lot cheaper as well. Something I figured out ages ago when I was still doing games in the real life. We want the scatter tool. We want trees. I have an idea of what I want to do. So I mostly want to work on one of the buildings that the Witch Hazel Leshy has. Oh, see, this is cool. I could work with this just as that. I'm not going to, however. Oh, but that could work. No, not gonna do it. I will use that for later. I was considering having this as a scrolling battle map, so continuously moving down. And players always having to spend an action to keep on the map. Restricting it to 2 actions only, but no. No. We'll use that for something else, but that is an interesting thought pattern. It does sound neat, I know. Now that I've figured out for the most part and have the token attacher mastered, I could do a lot more stuff with chase scenes and stuff like that. You could also have it be a walking witch hut. It's something close to what I'm thinking of. I'll bring us back over to Foundry for a second. So Aisling, our hedge mage, sorry, has an interesting ability called Embody Familiar. The mind of the Witch Hazel Leshy enters that of its familiar. The Leshy goes dormant and instead functions for the cat using the stats of a level 2 leopard. The effect ends if the Leshy takes any damage, or if the leopard is killed. Now, I don't particularly want to put someone's... Surprisingly, I don't want to put someone's animal companion in danger, but it did give me an interesting idea regarding what could be done. Because remember, whenever a rule is presented to you, particularly when regarding a creature, you are fully in your right and your ability to change it as you need to. And that is kind of what I'm thinking of doing. However, I still need a battle map. And I would really like it if my housemate would stop screaming. That'd be fantastic. Speaking of, let's just send her a quick message. What? I don't want it just to be an empty room, though. Also, start having a think about what you want to do for this, what we want to do for the next floor, because we're almost done with this floor. She's a hedge witch. Let's work with that. I'm maybe some thicker foliage for different terrain cover. That's what I'm thinking. The level range for the next floor is 4. Oh, you're not gonna do this to me every time on YouTube. I use Brave for a lot of my YouTube viewing, and it automatically blocks ads, but YouTube's gotten its bee in a bonnet about blocking ads again. Nope, that's not right. Well, the problem we have for... Wait, do you mean Guardian Trees as in the spell? Too far? Wait. Well, probably what we're going to do. Had a lag spike, yeah. She is already established as a hedge maze, and we're going to actually lean into it a little bit. So I don't want to do a full hedge maze. But I do like the idea of having the Guardian Trees. Where is my actual trees? Because unlike in previous ones, our witch Leshy can actually is going to be medium-sized or small-sized, so she can actually get through the narrow spaces. So we're going to make the terrain a little bit hazardous to everyone's health. Except for her, of course. Actually, what am I doing? Can increase the size a little bit. I'll use that one for there. Now, turn these back down to 1. Symmetry makes my brain go burr. I do apologize if that's bothering people. Now. That. Is there a simple way to give a specific player the means to see through all the walls? Yes. You make them, not invisible walls. Actually, no, I think it is invisible walls. You make them windows, essentially. That. Oh, you mean just have one being able to see through it? I don't think so. Not without actually going in and messing with the player's individual vision things. There are some ways around it. I know Tremor Sense, for instance, reacts a little bit differently. Take that off snap because that's reacting a little bit too much for me. There we go. And that. Objects, scatter. Now we're looking for the flowers. And let's change the color. I would like to know why it keeps going back to red. Oh, it's picking randomly out of the 3. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then. That's actually really useful to know. Because now, with that scatter tool... orange, purple, red... Alright. Hope you're liking the clicks. Lickety clackety. Yep. Alright. Because the idea here is to actually give it that kind of wildflower vibe. Like everything's in flower, everything's in bloom. As if spring has sprung. Yep. That's kind of where I'm going. Trees don't flower like this. Well, that's magic, yo. Break the rules. You're allowed to. It's fine. No one's gonna beat you up for it. That's... My plan is to make this place look a lot more alive than the previous rooms. The focus of one's power, if you wish. God, that's pretty though. Because we're going with a theme. Still active, excellent. Because one of the things you can always do is if you've had a consistent theme and styling for a dungeon, any break from that theme will immediately set off alarm bells in your players. So for instance here, as soon as our players enter, the first thing they'll notice is that the tree barrier that they've been having to deal with for the entire length of this floor is suddenly in a big flowery bloom. Let's go with you, actually. The assumption will be that it is deliberate, especially with hand design maps like this, yes. There used to be a time where I would hate a map like this. Like, all these colors and just everything else like that. I was very much a somber, black is best person, but as I'm getting older, I appreciate the vibrancy that like these amalgamations of colors can actually give for a thing. Make them actually pop really well. I just think it's pretty. Alright. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything more I want to do here? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's pretty much done. What do you reckon, chat? Nice and pretty? This room will be called the Flower Garden. Very pleased. Well, why? Export. We know how this goes. PNG. Universal VTT. And Very Alive. Oh yeah. Now, let's see how it looks when we actually port it in. Boundary. Scenes, Universal Battle Map import. Ah, I put it in the wrong place. God. Alright, let's try that again. Room 10, Flower Garden, let's go. Very Alive, I wish to cast Dehydrate. Just don't cast it on me, yeah? Let's remove that pause button. Yeah. There's our dear Aceling the Hedge Base, Guide of the Path Unfound. Now, one of the things I want to do here, for a severe encounter, she is level 3. So, I can either throw in one first level creature, or 2 -1 level creatures. I kind of want this to be a little bit more of a hexy fight. So instead, what we're going to do is I'm going to make her elite, so level 4, and we're going to expand her spell list a little bit. Because currently, it's a little bit, on the lighter side of things. So we're going to expand it out a little bit, alter the DCs, make a little bit more sense for a caster of her level. And sure enough, let's open our spell browser. How about we just clear all of it? What's it called? Guardian Tree? Protector Tree. Yes. Hey, YouTube, please stop. Protector Tree, other spells we can do. Entangle. No, what's it called now? Is it Entangling Flora? On a failure, it takes minus 10. Maybe. We are going to put it in there, though. It's level 4, so level 2 spells at the highest. With a bigger map and the potential for illusion shenanigans, I would want multiple threats that could try to pull the party in different directions. Yeah. So, my plan at the moment... Summon Fae. Where is Summon Planet Fungus? We might actually delete Fae. Aw, they have the same icon. Invisibility. I want to give her a cantrip. I want it of the wood variety. There are no wood cantrips? Ow. There we go. So we're gonna give her timber. Tanglevine. Take root. Illusion shenanigans. Well, we're gonna grab. Take the cantrip off. She can do up to 2nd level, so we're gonna do illusionary creature as well. Now, because she's a little bit more unique, we have some casting options in here now. We are going to alter her DC and her attacks. But I kind of want to go back to this one, because it allows her to embody her familiar. She can go invisible, and then she can embody her familiar. We're going to change this from a level 2 leopard, however. to... We need something... Level 4. I need a... Animal... Probably something feline. Is there room for Loose the Pop on the spell list? I'll grab a creature I want to use first, and then I'll have a look at that. Could it be rhinoceros? Probably use a lion and a pinch. Might have to go with that. Tango Yang? Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, probably not balanced for this encounter. Wall of Shrubs, baby's first wall spell. Well, let's have a look. Wall of Shrubs. That's actually going to be a good opener. And I think that might be a little bit better. Oh, we'll leave it there for now. I'm really starting to hate this spell. Hate and love it. But you can thank Abomination Folds for that one. It's amazing. That is right, it is cat-shaped. Now, solo encounters versus casters is always a tricky situation. Because, unfortunately, it gets talked about a fair bit. But as a lot of people have pointed out, casters tend to be very action-starved in Pathfinder 2. And there's not much you can really do about it. I have figured out a bunch of stuff that helps, but ultimately it is the trade-off you have when you are playing a caster. There's just some things that can't be done about it. In particular, when it comes down to players versing a creature, versing a caster by themselves, things get a little bit extra messy, and you need to figure out ways to... The price of fireballs, exactly. To keep the players on their toes. You have two options. I am actually reconsidering having her as elite, and instead having an environmental hazard. Like, keep the expanded spell list. Actually give her an spell attack roll. But having some sort of environmental hazard. Like that, a protector tree. What I'm considering well, first things first. Is the otherwise I'm gonna make sure that I keep that going. I'm gonna make sure that goes over. So the environmental hazard is going to be something where she can easily hide amongst the foliage. Oh, cool. I lost it already. Awesome. Love that. We can speed through this, though. Something where she can easily hide amongst the foliage, so I will end up giving her a stealth of some sort. Wall of shrubs. Lose the path. Let's have a look. There it is. A creature in range strides. You surround a moving creature with lifelike illusions, shifting a perception of terrain to suddenly lead them off course. The target must attempt a will save regardless of the result. The creature is immune to lose the path for 1 hour. The creature treats all squares as difficult terrain for a stride as failure, except that you determine where the target moves during this slide. Oh, I love that. Thank you for the suggestion, Ninzad. We want timber. Tanglevine, yes. I'm still getting used to the name changes. Rare Wall of Shrubs. Take Root's pretty great. It's one of the new ones from Range of Elements. It just helps with a couple of things. We need one more. Something for fun. There we go. Level 2 spells. Splinter Volley. He doesn't have resistances on our own, so we're going to give her Oaken Resilience. Switch over to plants, see if I can find anything good there. Actually, one with plants. Oh, I like that. You can either transform into a plant or merge with plant matter. But it only lasts one at a time, which is terrible but useful. Alright. Burn green sear. The less she sees through leaves, vines, and other foliage, it ignores the concealed condition from such vegetation. This is going to be useful, especially when players try to take cover behind the hedges and things, because she can just see right through it. So stealth is going to be a problem. This is one of those cases where just by let me open up the Game Master Guide because I'm going to need that. Just by the environment and the place that she's in general, she's going to have the advantage. She's got a high attack bonus. High DC. So we're gonna bump that to 12. She is supposed to be a floor boss, so I'm considering bumping the extreme DC for her spells to 23. Just so she could be a little bit deadlier. She is supposed to be a main caster. Gonna leave it for now, but I might alter it later. Also, I gotta put up a bunch more of the dungeon floors onto the Discord, because I want to start doing that instead of the Patreon. Because I cannot keep up with the Patreon to save my life. But the idea here for her will be she'll be using the environment to her greatest effect. She won't be facing them head on. And she would probably start with Wall of Shrubs. She also has, why hello there, level place here, Javier. I will say though, you should probably hire some better guards. They were pretty easy to sneak past. The Obscure is open to most people. I'm not particularly restrictive on who actually enters. There are some people who are unwelcome, but they need to make themselves known as being unwelcome. But feel free to stick around to hang out. We are currently finishing off the last level of the dungeon. Sorry, not the last level. This level of the dungeon. It's leaving, that's the problem. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. It's okay, Nins. I'd like I keep telling you. It's behind one of the curtains. Last Tuesday in my second Pathfinder 2E campaign, I got hit by an annoying effect. Oh, which one's that? Slow? Yeah, that'll do it. Ways to get around slow. If you're finding that your GM is using slow a lot, have ready access to haste or a haste-like effect. A potion of quickness, for instance, will take you far. 1 second, let me pull out the equipment, clear out filters. Yeah, that's going to help you. Level 2. Eldritch Trickster Rogue. Yeah, I'm not sure there's much that can actually be done about that. Eldritch Trickster, so you have access to some spells. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's just one of those ones you have to kind of deal with. I think I gave her Splinter Volley. Yep, there it is. Oh, okay. So, fighting a petrifying chicken. Was it either Extinction Curse, Agents of Edgewatch, or Troubles Menacing Atari? Was it one of those 3 adventure paths? Or was it a homebrew game? 46 piercing. Homebrew campaign. Alright. Paizo had a habit for a little while there of throwing the petrifying chickens, the cockatrices. Yeah. It is done for the level. It's just a really heavy encounter when you're fighting a bunch of them. Yeah, cockatrices. Like, it's just kind of a brutal encounter to put against early level characters. Like, I get why you do it. Yeah, you only need to fight one. Because every time you get hit by its peck, that slow effect increases. And there's not much that can be done about it if you fail to save for it. Because... not trying to undermine your GM or anything, but as a second level party fighting a cockatrice by itself, it's about a moderate encounter. There's not much to it, however it has a lot of hit points, especially if you're second level, and the calcification is something of a bitch. Day 645 asking Obscura for a cat-themed dungeon. When we are a higher level, what is Sphinx as the boss, Gianni? As soon as I can have a Sphinx as the boss, we'll do a cat-themed dungeon, okay? If I would have crit hit my first strike, it would have been 26 damage, yeah. But yeah, DC 42, DC 20 Fortitude. I know GMs and Paizo like to put first level and second level pirates against it because it is creature level 3. But it is reasonably easy to take care of. You want to play your character from level 0 or 1 instead of 2. So joining late into the campaign or just starting at level 2? I am infinitely curious about this kind of thing. We started at 2. Weird choice, but okay. Because in Pathfinder 2, you're not really penalized for playing from level 1. Like, the Ancestry hit points make you a lot more durable. Alright, I'm probably going to work on the environmental effects of this dungeon a little bit later, but I like where we're at with Aceling. And I just kind of like the map in general. Originally I joined in the campaign late, so it was level 4, but got the choice to make new or downgrade, and I chose to keep Yugi. Okay. Wasting about 7 hours of character making? Yeah, no, I completely understand. I've got a few character concepts like that where it's like, yeah, not throwing this one away. I'm actually getting to play one of them tonight, which will be interesting. I'm not often the player. The story took me months. Ah, okay. I think that's kind of it for that. Alright. So, let's go back to Dungeon Draft. Now, this has all been saved, so that's good to go. Alright. We have someone new in the chat, and a couple of other people who are lurking and everything else. Welcome, welcome. This is Let's Build a Super Dungeon, a series in which we build a super dungeon one room at a time. We have a couple of rules, however, for our super dungeon. 4 of the encounters must be low, 4 of the encounters must be moderate, and 2 encounters are severe. 1 a mid-boss, 1 a end floor boss. It's very gamey, very video game-esque in that kind of concept and idea. Also, all the dungeon rooms should fit on either 1 or multiple A4 sheets of paper. Yuki came from my world and is teleported into the DM's world. She's also an orphan from a young age, so I had to figure out how I survived. Oh, okay. Isekai kind of thing, or? Now, because we are starting a new floor, what theme are we going for? We're up to level 4 now for our characters, our theoretical characters. We've had a moist cavern, something of a water temple, and a living forest floor. So we need a 4th level, or at least a theme for our 4th level that I can work with. I'm just trying to think. There is... I know Roll for Combat released a supplement to do Isekai-like characters. Pocket Dimension Endless Ghost Mist Village. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I could actually... Well, let me see if I can... Terrain, snow. Yeah, no, that's kind of my issue at the moment. Effect. No. Alright. Nope, that is way too bright. Okay. Yuki is a kitsune tiefling who looks like and believes she is a human. Her emotions will show the truth, though, with temporary horns growing, tails, ears, eyes changing, etc. She also got a relic that, based on her emotions, certain checks are +1 easier. Oh, that's interesting. Something I've always liked to mess with a little bit that I don't see enough of is the idea of, particularly with sorcerers, having their sorceress abilities manifest a little bit more strongly. So when they're, for instance, if you have a dragon-blooded sorcerer and you start to cast your spells, have the scales on your hands start to kind of grow out, start to look more draconic the more you cast spells throughout a fight. Thank you, I realized after making her, she sounds like a girl from Turning Red. Look, there is no new ideas under the sun. Embrace it, love it, work with it. I'm still just trying to figure out. I've already got an idea for a new character based on the new League character. I don't know how it would work though. I'm not up to date with League of Legends, if that's what you're talking about. I don't think I'm going to be able to... I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do a Misty Village, unfortunately, Ninja. Not specifically through here. Really want to do a Clockwork Tower at some point, though. I got so many gears in here. Oh, that's gonna look... let me see if I can do something. Like I said, let's see if I can do something. Scatter tool, we want white, gray, not red. She's an acrobatic vampire, deals bleeding damage. She also attacks without self-preservation, and she is able to scream to snap herself out of it. You can do a Dampier pretty easily in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. It is a versatile heritage. You can, depending on the features you want to exemplify within your character, you could either go with human or one of the other ancestries. But pick up Dampier as your versatile. Then yes, that is very important. Make sure the entire party is okay with playing with an undead character. There are very much some challenges that can come along with it. I need to learn more about Pathfinder because I think I want to my campaign in now. Look, it is probably one of the most robust systems for homebrew worlds. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is working the way I want it to. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do Mist, sorry, Ninzot. I could do a Ghost Village easily enough. Because that's just messing around with lighting effects and stuff like that. World is definitely homebrewed. It's all good, it's how I started out. The current stream game that I run on Saturdays, Hoist the Colors, is a homebrew one. Or it's in a homebrew world. We're using some aspects of Galarian just to make it a little bit easier. This dungeon concept thing, you need wolves to control the party? Yeah. No, that's what I'm running into. Though... Okay, no. Yes. It's Halloween. Let's do some spookums. What do we think about a haunted mansion? Edit points. We want to add in some snapping is good. Awesome. Love that. I swear one of these days I'm just gonna break the engine for this thing. When you Sky walked off the engine to describe Misty, you end up on the next tile. Ooh. We didn't do enough with the Lost Woods thing, did we? Because I can do a mist type thing with the lighting and foundry. Let's see. That's... discard that. What really hurt my character is I'm an acrobatic rogue. My magical prowess is mediocre at best right now, so I can tumble through my enemies to make them flat-footed to sneak attack them, but with one action, I can't do that. Yeah. And Cockatrice has a +1 reflex save, so I might lose the check. Yeah. Cockatrice is a pretty nasty for that. Small-sized creatures tend to have a higher reflex save. Eldritch Trickster Rogue. I want to say aim for Fortitude type stuff. Eldritch Trickster. Level 2, so you only have... In Pathfinder 2, it is good, but it takes a while, yes. I'm trying to think of ways that could help with that fight. What is the rest of the party composition? Because that's the big question with Pathfinder 2e. We want that. We want stone? No. We want wood. That kind. Eventually I can get up to 8th level spell, and I'm not sure there are 14 of them. You can always hide in earlier spells. You doing okay, Dungeon Draft? I think Dungeon Draft's having a little bit of trouble with this. Alright, there we go. Just had to shake it loose. Right now, 3 spells for my Kitsune feat, which I can prepare with 1, and 4 cantrips I have prepared. Yeah, I'm not sure what you could do. I'm gonna try to think some cantrips that would be helpful for an Eldritch Trickster Rogue. See, now it got me thinking. Spells, cantrips, clear out filters. Otherwise... action stopped. So we want to have single action stuff. Your magic class is wizard, thank you. Arcane. Message. We're going to open up Glass Shield because I think we might be able to do something with that. Phase Bolt. Armor Science isn't that helpful. Rule question. If you place an illusion over yourself, are you then hidden until someone interacts with it? And would that make the chicken next to you flat-footed? It depends on the illusion. For instance... the entire image was within the spell's area. If I remember, it is 5 foot by 5 foot. 20-foot burst. Beautiful. So, what you can do with illusionary object is create the illusion of a wall. Illusionary object. I have it open. When you can change spells, I would just ask your GM. Really? Like, if you're just starting out and you're just like, look, I have some issues, I've gone away, I've thought about it a little bit, can I switch out some of my spells for these ones? There are retraining rules in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I believe they extend to spells as well. Now, that said, I do not want to undermine your GM whatsoever. You're the first Eldritch Trickster, alright. Yeah, look, I would just talk to your GM about it, if you can switch around spells. But Illusionary Object here, as an Eldritch Trickster, is probably going to be one of your more helpful ones. You create an illusionary visual image of a stationary object. The entire image must fit within the spell's area. The object appears to animate naturally, but it doesn't make sounds or generate spells. For example, water would appear to pour down an illusionary waterfall, but it would be silent. Any creature that touches the image or uses the seek action to examine it can attempt to disbelieve the illusion. So, for you as a rogue, an Eldritch Trickster rogue, you just keep it super simple and go, I create the illusion of a wall in front of me. Just nice and simple. Or I create the illusion of a bush or a tree around me. You're level 2, you're pretty early. I believe Eldritch Trickster still gets sneak attack. So you could quite literally just kind of reach out from your illusion, do your sneak attack, and if it takes them, then you know, you can remove them. I'm just trying to remember how long does it go for? 10 minutes for a first level spell. Yeah, no, for real. If you don't have illusionary object for a first level spell, I would seriously consider it as an Eldritch Trickster. YouTube. Connection's still going fine. It's just YouTube's having a little bit of a time. I think so. You only get sneak attack before their first strike, or if I use my tumble behind. See, now I have to look this up. You know what? If you're going to be like this with me, that's okay. Look, one of the reasons I'm here is to help people with this kind of stuff. We have access. I don't need to search it up anywhere. We can just do this. Eldritch Trickster. I also know I get a -2 to damage when I use my short sword. That would depend on your strength. Unless I've completely got rogues wrong. When it comes to big heist, you double in magic. Magical security. Choose a multiclass archetype that has basic, expert, or master spellcasting feats, so that would be wizard. You gain that archetype's dedication feat as a bonus feat, even though you don't meet its prerequisites. The rogue feat has a prerequisite of 2nd level instead of 4th. You can choose a spellcasting ability score for the multiclass archetype you choose in the keys. My character has 6 strength. Alright. So you're definitely going to be working up the sneak attack as much as possible, or figuring out ways around it. Alright, so now, sneak attack. Let's have a look at sneak attack. I hope everyone in chat is happy if I'm helping out here. Creature strike gain an extra d6. Rogue. Let's just have a look at the rogue. In general. Training rogue class DC. Yeah, you can use Dex when it's a finesse weapon, but short sword is not that. Get yourself a rapier as quickly as possible. That's the first thing I'll suggest. Sneak attack. When your enemy can't properly defend itself, you take advantage to deal extra damage. If you strike a creature that has the off guard condition, with an agile finesse weapon, an agile finesse unarmed attack, or a ranged weapon attack, you deal an extra 1d6 precision damage. So, there's a couple of things you can do here. I'm guessing you're using the tumble through trick to make them off guard. Because if I remember right, tumble through will to make them flat-footed / off guard. Yes. All right. Cool. So we're going for something of an agile build. There's not much you can do at level 2. I've GM'd for Rogue all the way up to level 20. The best suggestions I can give you is maximize the amount of ways you can get off guard. Eldritch Trickster Racket. Is there anything more to it than that? No, that's it. You can also jump off buildings and treat falls as 25% less. Oh, that is perfect. So, you're an Eldritch Trickster. You have stealth. I would consider, because if you're undetected to a person, as in you have used the sneak action, and no one has detected you, they treat you as being flat-footed. If they're treated as flat-footed / off guard, because off guard will be the new name in the remaster, you get your sneak attack damage. And Ninzad's got a really excellent point. Warp Step is brilliant. It's 2 actions. and it gives you a really good, really fast speed increase. And for a rogue, very important. Let's actually pull that up. Warp step. When you is 2 actions. When you walk, the earth warps beneath your feet, your steps extend, distance contracts, and everything is just a little bit closer. You gain a plus 5-foot status bonus to your speed until the end of your turn. You then stride twice. So if you have a base movement speed of 25, you get 30-foot movement speed instead, and you stride twice. So this gets you in and behind someone very quickly. What's your party makeup like? Like, who else is in the party? Do you have a frontliner? Because if you have a frontliner, like a champion or a fighter or someone else who's utilizing heavy armor, or is just kind of up in everyone's faces with the melee, I would suggest when initiative is rolled, I know one guy keeps casting his cantrip that keeps failing, that only deals 1d6. I want to say electric arc. There's a couple. It's a necromancy spell? Alright, yeah, I know that one. Chill touch or enfeebling ray, something like that. If you don't know much about who else is in the party and what you're dealing with class-wise, a suggestion I would give would be to actually ask, like, find out who's who in the party, if you can. If that's an option, I'm not sure how your GM's handling that kind of thing. Little cutos. I hope you're enjoying the 101. Well, us helping a new player out. I would suggest as a rogue, you will quite often find yourself going first in initiative just because of the way it works. Rogue is more inclined to have a higher perception, and you don't always guarantee to be with the same people too. Alright, so something that a lot of people have a little trouble wrapping their head around when they first started with Pathfinder 2 is because of how initiative works, rogues tend to go earlier in initiative than most. I would suggest you let others go first. Delay your initiative, wait for someone else to engage the target first. So, see who is going to run up and attack first. And if you're first in initiative, just say to GM, I would like to delay until after another player. And then, as soon as someone else rushes up for the fight, use Warp Step here. And you can get him for your sneak attack. You normally just shoot with the short bow and afterwards a hide. Well, if you want to do the ranged weapon option, which is something that will actually work really well with you for your strength 6, then in that case, where is our illusionary object? There it is. I'm not sure if there's an illusionary cantrip that you could utilize, but let's have a look. Bullhorn Figment. Oh. Well, there you go. There's your cantrip. You create a simple illusionary sound or vision. A sound adds the auditory trait to the spell, and this sound can include intelligible words or elaborate music. A vision adds the visual trait but can be no larger than a 5-foot cube and is clearly crude and undetailed if viewed from within 15 feet. Once again, I would just ask your GM. If you're using the wizard subclass, then like you're using the wizard option for it, then alright. Now I have so much shit open now. Eldritch Trickster. Choose a multi-class archetype that has a basic. So we're going for wizard. It's a morph spell with no check, and it gives your fist reach for a minute while retaining infinite agile traits. As a rogue, you don't necessarily have many weapon options. That's very true. The vortex. Which vortex is this? Wizard. Archetype? Help me out of here. What? Alright. Well, Sakura. The Eldritch Trickster. You gain that archetype's dedication feat. Alright. We got this. So, as an Eldritch Trickster rogue with the wizard dedication, you get a spellbook. That means you have the option to add cantrips and spells to your spellbook. You start with a couple, of course. However, you can add more to it. If you grab a scroll for a cantrip or a spell that you want, you can add it to your spellbook. So in this case, you don't really need to ask your GM to change any of your spells around. You can just be like, hey, I want to pick up scrolls with these spells. Once again, I'm not trying to undermine your GM here. I'm just making sure you're aware of your options. So, minimize that. But Figment here, a vision adds the visual trait can be no larger than a 5 cube and is clearly crude and undetailed if viewed from within 15 feet. When you cast a sustained spell, you can attempt to create a diversion with the illusion gaining a +2 circumstance bonus to your deception check. Now, a 5-foot cube, depending on the height of your character, but if you're crouching, it will encompass the entire square. More importantly, as a cantrip, you can use your first action to just cast the figment of a wall in front of you, or something that would be believable for the terrain you're in. You're small? Perfect! There you go. If you're a small-sized character, you can be encased in a wall, a box, a crate, whatever have you. Now, it is also... I'm just going to double check this here. It is sustained. So once you cast it for 2 actions, you can simply sustain it. So spend a action on your turns thereafter to keep the illusion going. Metal Gear cardboard box. Exactly. By the looks of it, you can't move it or anything like that, which kind of sucks, but this is a cantrip. So get yourself Figment. You'll have a lot more options at your disposal. Tumble Through is a great thing that you can still use. But medium size but small for medium. 4 foot 9 inches tall. There you go. If it works, it works. So it's just picking up Figment for a spell, for a cantrip spell. See if there's a local scroll merchant or something. I would also suggest Warp Step, like what Ninzad suggested, and probably Illusionary Object as well. If you're going to be using your short bow a lot, you don't get access to that until later. But yeah, I think Figment's going to be one of your best options. Also, it's just fun. Create a diversion is also something to keep in mind. It is a action that you have access to. Eventually I can take an option to add sneak attack to my spells if I choose to. Beautiful. I opened this one earlier. Not that one. That one. We'll start with I'll go for create a diversion. But it's... You attempt to... If you have Deception as a skill, you can attempt to create a diversion. And if you successfully do the Deception, you become hidden. Hidden means that if you are not observed, you're treated as being off guard. Therefore, you can get your sneak attack off. At the same point, if you have casted Figment in front of you, and people can no longer perceive you, no matter how rough it is. Intelligence 16, Charisma 16. Woof. That's where the rest of your strength went, I guess. I would definitely invest in Deception. I would also have a look at the skill actions you can do with Deception. Have a look at what can be done. For a cantrip, Phase Bolt, if you want to start sneak attacking with your cantrips, Phase Bolt's going to be golden for you. So if a creature is using cover, like they're around a corner, and you can barely see them, or they're using a shield or something to that effect, or even if they're in front of even if they're behind a chest-high wall but haven't taken cover, Phase Bolt reduces that bonus that they would get to their AC by 2. Oh look, as a rogue, you're gonna get all the skills. All of them. You get nothing but skill feats. It's pretty amazing. And a little bit broken, but I'm not gonna argue with it. But I hope that all helps. Spirit lore is good. Spirit lore is one of those good lores. But yeah, I hope that is all helpful for you, and will help with your roguey Eldritch Tricksterness. Otherwise, that helps so much, especially knowing that I can change my spells when I get level 1s as well as cantrips. So one of the beautiful things about being a wizard is that you can just keep on adding spells to your spellbook, and you can change them out every day. It will mean a little bit of bookkeeping on your part. Gold is your only limit, yeah. It does mean a little bit more bookkeeping on your part. There's not much that can be done about that. But knowing what spells are available to you is probably key. Especially when it comes to an Eldritch Trickster. We are building a building, kind of. I used to play a character that required me to have like 9 character sheets, so got this. Amazing. Beautiful. You'll be fine then. If you're new to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, it has a little bit of a learning curve to it, but once you're over that curve, everything's just smooth as butter. Broken. Ah, wait for it. Oh, we gotta do our altar first, don't we? Statue. Can't do cats yet. Oh yeah, Haunted Mansion. Or Misty Ghost Village. I'm kind of... I'm a little bit on either side. If I'm being honest. In my world, I'm trying to homebrew a system to give bonus spells to spellcasters if they don't neglect their spellcasting attributes. I might be able to help you with that, but you'll have to go into a little bit more detail. Because what do you mean by not neglecting their spellcasting attributes? Do you mean extra spells per day, or something else? Dungeon draft, but I need to look at something. No, that'd be too much. No Headless Horseman for me yet. I'm gonna keep it in the undead sphere of things, so... well, the basic one is that if you have a higher int for a wizard, you get a few more either slots or spell memory, something like that. Well, that's pretty easy. I mean... you've got 2 systems you're working with. If you're doing this specifically for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, particularly when it comes to the wizard, build a 20th level wizard, including all their equipment and stuff like that, and see what you're working with. That's coming from someone who's put an extensive amount of research into how casting and wizards work within Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Now, a lot of how this is going to work is via... I don't want pillars, actually. I want a column. At least in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, it's assumed the wizard is already maxing their end as much as possible to get. Originally I was making it a 5e, but Pathfinder 2nd Edition just seems so much better. If you're homebrewing designs for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, you're going to find the process more difficult but more rewarding. In 5e, you can kind of just eyeball the numbers and kind of guess at things, and you're good to go. In Pathfinder 2nd Edition, there's a lot more finesse that's involved. Yeah. One thing I usually suggest to people who are just starting off homebrewing stuff for Pathfinder 2nd Edition is to respect the system and respect the numbers that are in there. Because all those numbers exist for a reason. I just... Okay, entry room, shrine, altar. It's gonna be a pain to translate the homebrew subclass of fighter I was working on from 5e into Pathfinder 2nd Edition. You'd be surprised. If you're looking at a subclass and converting it from 5e to Pathfinder 2nd, consider the subclass abilities from 5e as Pathfinder 2e class feats. More ritual magic options, I am all for. I love the ritual system in Pathfinder 2, and I feel like it should be utilized more. Torch. I kinda don't want torches to be a thing. Candles, there we go. Okay, now we're working. Oh, excuse me. We're going to have so much broken stuff. Increase the scale to 1. There we go. This fighter subclass I was making is meant to be the yin to my character's security yang, kind of like both together are stronger than apart. So something working of spellcasting and stuff like that. Don't ever use the same thing. Do we have a couple of broken chairs we can throw around? We do. And we can just use... shrink that down a little bit. Not too much, because we don't want to screw up the things. And then we go stack. Change the color to something like a red. Dirt. Well, like Ashley, the best of secure, is able to use her fighting She'll lend Kendo to defend secure during melee rolls. So, bodyguard-esque? In that case, there's some things you could utilize. So shield blocks a reaction that fighters get kind of built into them. It allows them to use a reaction to raise their shield to protect themselves. If you have something that works off of that to... If you have a reaction that works similar, but you can only use it to help someone else, kind of a non-divine version of the champion reactions, I think you could really work with it in Pathfinder 2. So ghosts start to appear at level 4 in the form of the ghost commoner, but you could try to apply the ghost template to other creatures, right? Yes, I'm also going to screw around with other undead. And we can always use air elementals. I want to keep the shrine area reasonably clear. Doesn't mean I can't put it there, though. Broken. Give me a fire. Can't change the color on any of those, which sucks. Here we go. Candle. Thank you. That's a little bit too big. Let's switch that down to... Nope, that's too much. And that. There we go. Full of the empty flame. Floor tool. No, I don't think it's gonna be there. No. We're going Misty, so terrain brush, snow. That's a little bit of a starker contrast. Windows. Turn the snap back on. There. That's that. That. I mean, that doesn't look too bad as it is. This is coming out surprisingly well. We'll open books around the place. You always got to be careful placing letters, because people will ignore 9 times out of 10 an open book on the ground. You might have a couple of people who open it, but the second you have a sealed envelope sitting on the floor somewhere in your dungeon, you're going to have a player run up and be like, what's in the letter? It's something of a perception thing. You're not that player? Alright, cool. We need something for a pathway here, though. I think my DM gets his patience strained sometimes when I keep asking questions about books and items in the environment. Yeah! I can understand where they're coming from, because it's not always easy, especially when you have to think of something on the fly. We're gonna shrink that down a little bit. And sometimes the GM just doesn't have an answer for you. Vase. Blue. I mean, that's actually looking pretty good for what will be a low encounter. Alright. So I have something of a plan for this floor of the dungeon. What I'm working with is I'm going to kind of combine a haunted mansion with a haunted village. So the first half of it will be the surrounding village. And the second half of it will be the mansion itself. So the first 4 floors of the dungeon will be like the buildings that are surrounding it. Surrounding the mansion. And then players will actually enter the mansion itself. Buildings / landmarks, I should say. What is my naming convention? It's that. So instead, room 1, haunted entry, low 4. Sleeve. Then we export. Then PNG. camera filter. I think that's new. We really do need to update. Alright. Back to Foundry. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Haunted Village. Haunted Entry. Import. Inspired by screen grab magic from the hedges earlier, if you have an enemy you know is going to telekinetically throw furniture at people, you could also have an object be there as a tile so you can move it around when relevant. Yeah. You're not doors. You're windows. You're not a door. I will have to go through and fix that later. However, first things first, let's do the lighting. We're after 2010. The light animation is going to be, we want a flickering light. We want the flicker to be very subtle. We might turn that down just a smidge, in fact. No, you won't let me do 0.5? Alright. This will give it the effect of slightly moving around the edges. I've found that if you have torches and things that flicker too much, it can actually bother players a lot. So I try not to do it when I can help it. We need another lighting effect. Super simple. No bright. I need dim to 10. We're going to do an animation. No, where am I? Smoke patch. See what happens when we swap that around. Alright. No. Missed. Like you said, spooky mist. That. The mist itself will glow with its own eerie light. Hey Tess, how are you doing? That's kinda perfect. As the poor guy steps into darkness. Alright, let's light his torch. So his torch overrides the mist. That's fine. I'm happy with that. I will have to move all these to being windows instead of doors. That's also easily fixed though. Otherwise, let's turn his torch off. Oh, I like that. Now, for our creatures. And unfortunately, by the looks of things, I'm probably going to have to finish off with this room. Level 4, low. Level 1 undead. Who would want to do that? Well, for those who have been following the series for a while, you'll know how this part of this goes. Level 4, open that up. We want... Oh! Manage modules. Because I now also have Strange and Unusual. We might have some extra options in there. We're after Battle Zoo. We're gonna leave out the Botanical Bestiary for now. Bestiaries 1, 2, 3. We're after levels 1. I mean... Animated silverware, yeah? Each enemy in the animated silverware swarm space. Beware the wear. Yep. Takes 1d6 damaging or piercing damage. Alright, stick a fork in it. The animated silverware swarm attempts to pin a single creature. Oh wow. Oh, I like that. Success. The silverware pins portions of the target's clothing and gear. The target takes a minus 10 foot circumstance penalty. Alright, okay. So, definitely some silverware. What else do we have? I don't want to immediately go for ghouls. Because we're trying for spooky ghost stuff as opposed to just undead. I'm gonna put no soy in the maybe. The corpse light is an option. I have problems with the corpse light. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah. Powerless in sunlight. That's fine. This entire place is probably going to be in darkness the entire time. Claim corpse is pretty good. How about undead? We still want something at like level 1. Best rock, schools, plague zombies, void zombies. I feel like I've done too much with void zombies lately. Not a lot of options. Flaming skulls. We're gonna put those into the maybe. Abandoned's good. If I remember, they're from Battle Zero. Some people die long before they draw their final breath. Abandoned are undead that felt the bitter sting of isolation in their final days or final moments, watching helplessly as those they loved and trusted left them behind. Their last moments were often filled with a deep shame and a desperate desire for revenge against those who abandoned them. Well, we're definitely putting those in the baby. Squirming Sill, Wispy Wayfarers. Yes. Strange and Unusual introduced a bunch of really weird undead that I like. I'm leaning more into the skeleton side personally. I'm considering it. If for no other reason, I can use skeletal champions. We are gonna have a look at constructs as well. Animated armor. Soulbound dolls. Toy swarms. There we go. Ah, perfect. Okay, so low. 2. Living graffiti. No, too precious. Putting you in the maybe toy, but not quite yet. Definitely want something that's around the level 3 variant. Toy Spy. Perfect. Alright. So at least for now, or if you can make some endless mistiles work, the trail going to the thematic option. A traveler that got lost forever. I'm considering it. The Abandoned follows a similar theme, and so does the Akaki. My general meta for this village at this point is that the village was cut off and then abandoned. And that's just kind of caused it to go the way it has. So we're gonna have 2 of our animated silverware swarms. And we're gonna have a little toy spy. Kinda wish I had different art for him, but kind of protecting and guarding the place. And that's a low level encounter. And that's the first room for this level of the dungeon. Interesting. This spooky mist effect I'm probably going to use a lot more often. Move you over a bit. Yeah, there we go. Otherwise, let's find someone to raid. Someone fun. Ah, perfect. Waffles and maple syrup are currently doing Outcast and Outclassed, a award-winning actual play for Pathfinder. So we're gonna raid into them. Waffles. Syrup. We're going? We're going. Perfect. Alright, well I hope everyone's enjoyed this stream of Let's Build a Super Dungeon. I like to help people out who are new to the system, so I don't mind the fact that, you know, I like to help people out, especially with questions regarding class builds and stuff like that. So even if I'm doing something like this, and you want to ask questions about, hey, I had this class build, feel free to ask them, yeah. Also, I have... not Discord. And the socials, you can always hit me up there. Ask me questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed everything. We'll be back here at 5:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for Hoist the Colours on tomorrow evening, and then on Sunday 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, where we'll be continuing the Abomination Vaults, the final leg of said journey. Otherwise, I hope you have a good day, a good night, a good week, no matter where you are in the world, and remember, as always, we are the storytellers. Good night, everyone!